What is going on, guys? This is Miasin. So ever since we got Duelist Nexus, the Unchained deck actually got a really massive support in the form of 2 new level 6 monsters, a Link 2 monster, and I don't know if there's something else, but whatever. That's all we really need. This deck just went from decent to way above decent. It can play with 1 or 2 cards. It can build boards going first. You can actually make 6 interruptions using only Tour Guide. That's nasty. And of course, there's obviously way more ways to do it with 2 cards. But yeah, this deck can also break boards going second. And the floodgates don't really kill you because you have built-in removal, and the deck is also really resourceful. The deck floats a lot. You can not lose to Shifter. You don't lose to anything, honestly. But it's really difficult to play. So if you like to be challenged, Unchained is the deck for you. And I want to say I'm actually way more scared of a really good Unchained player than like an average Kashtira player. So that's just speaking volume on how this deck really is good. And I want to say this deck can win regionals or top YCSs. So be on the lookout for Unchained. Anyways, before we go any further, because of course this is a 2-in-1 package deal, combos and deck profile, make sure you smash the like and subscribe button. It really motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. And now let's get right into combo number 1. Alrighty, so Tour Guide and any discard or whatever, look at what you can do. And Joel is irrelevant against you because you're not really searching much from the deck. Anyways, we're going to be summoning the Fiendish Rhino Warrior, but you're not going to go into Cherubini because we're not playing Burning Abyss. So we're going to be going into Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. It's a somewhat generic Link 2 because you only need 2 Fiend monsters, so you don't even need like Unchained cards to get your Unchained engine going. And upon summon, you can search for any Unchained monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. This is going to come up later on. And it has another really neat effect, so if a card is you control is destroyed by battle by card effect while it's in your grave, you can banish it, and then revive back any Fiend monster from your graveyard or summon 1 from the hand, and then you can destroy 1 card you control. So yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, we're going to be sending the new Unchained level 6 monster, the really good one, Unchained Soul of Sharvara. Yeah, their names are very interesting. And we're going to be searching for Aruha, so both of these cards actually have a really similar effect in the hand. But this card, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can set 1 Unchained spell or trap card directly from your deck to your field. So you can dodge Ash and Droll. So even if we get Drolled here, it doesn't matter because we're not trying to search anything from the deck to the hand. And this was the only search that we need. So Droll against Unchained is beyond garbage. Anyways, now we're gonna go Aruha, destroy the escape of the Unchained, and that's going to summon itself. And the escape is going to trigger to summon the Sarama. I barely know their names, but yeah, this one's just like a really iconic one. It's honestly the best Unchained. I mean, the best normal summon, potentially. It depends. Maybe not normal summon, but whatever. Well, I mean, Tour Guide is the best normal summon. Whatever, you get the point. Anyways, we're going to be getting back the escape, and then on the resolution, the Sarama also destroys the Aruha. And of course, when this card is destroyed, just like any other Unchained, it's like a Yangzing monster, you get to summon a Unchained from the deck. And we're going to be summoning the twin brother of the Sharava or something. Sharvara, the Shiyama this time, the blue dog. So yeah, this is how people call them, the red and the blue guys. You can revive it back from the grave by destroying any Fiend monster you control, or a face-down card you control. Can even be a face-down monster. You can navigate your way around the Book of Moon, because if your opponent books your cards, you can still destroy them and still get some advantage. And Book of Moon is a really popular card this format, so if you know how to beat it, it's not going to be an issue for you. Anyways, now we're going to be going into Unchained Soul of Rage, because this card right here is actually an Unchained Soul, which is not too bad. And we're going to be using the effect of the Shiarma or something, revive itself back by destroying the Sarama, and then trigger the effect of the Soul Lord of Yama, which can actually banish itself to revive back the Sharvara. You actually have 2 level 6 monsters on the field, so you can actually make a rank 6. And we're going to be summoning the Rakea with the Sarama. And now we've got, actually this I believe is 6 interruptions, because King Caesar is a double negate for any spell, trap, or monster effect that would try to special summon a monster. And the Unchained Soul of Rage is kind of like a Masquerena, but using your opponent's monster, so obviously way better. And this can destroy any card you control, quick effect, so this is also kind of leads to an interruption in a way on our opponent's turn. Now this is really nasty, so normal Tour Guide, whatever, we can negate that. If our opponent chains the Sharvara, we can also negate that, so it's 2 negates, not once per turn, absolutely cracked. Our opponent gets a card, it literally doesn't matter, whatever. We still have way more interruptions for days, and we're also getting Unchained card from the deck to the field for free when the red guy gets sent to the grave, whatever, you get the point. And we can destroy it with a Rakea, and then special summon Abominable Unchained Soul, and upon summon you can destroy any card on the field by discarding a card. So that's the reason why I said Tour Guide and any discard. It's only to get the final interruption, but honestly it doesn't really matter too much. We can keep interrupting our opponent even more. The escape is going to be another pop, so this is interruption number 4. And we can also link off, so interruption number 5, and the unicorn can shuffle back some things, so interruption number 6. Even though in terms of actual layers of interruptions, I think you only have like 4 of them, and then 2 of them kind of happen at the same time. But, I mean, whatever. You get the point. It's really nasty that you can pull off all of this using only 1 card. Anyways, let's get right into combo number 2. Alright, so this is pretty much the same thing. Let's just say that you have Unchained Soul of Sharvara, as well as Abominable Chamber of Unchained. It's full combo, so you set it and then destroy it and summon the Sharvara, summon the blue, and then link off for King Yama. Chain link 1, chain link 2, so set the good one, the escape, and you're going to be searching for Aruha. And then special summon, again, summon the Sarama, reset back the escape, and then destroy the Aruha, special summon the Sharvara, and then destroy the Sarama, revive. Jesus, their names are so annoying. And then it doesn't really matter this one that you summon because you're going to link it off anyway, so could be Soul of Disaster, any garbage Unchained monster that you just want to link off. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. We also could have went for a different sequencing so that the Soul Lord of Yama was in the grave before we destroyed a card, so that we can use its graveyard effect to revive back something, and then we destroy something and get like a Rake on the board. Not too bad for a very simple combo. And again, you don't need Tour Guide. You don't even need to like commit a normal 7 for that. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's get right into combo number 3. Alrighty, so this is where it gets really interesting. My hand has Aruha, Tour Guide, Triple Tactic Thrust. I think you can see where this is going. Ash and Unchained Soul of Rage, and it doesn't matter. It's not really a replay. I'm just showing an interaction, so I'm playing against myself here. Anyways, normal summon Tour Guide, and I'm getting ashed. It's so unfortunate because I used my normal summon, and I don't really have much to trigger any of my effects, so what will I do? It doesn't matter. I can go Thrust to get to my Abominable Chamber, and I can keep playing. So Triple Tactic Thrust in this deck as like one of the sickest interactions you'll ever see. It's actually so freaking cool. The fact that you can set a card and actually not have to wait until next turn to do something with it. Absolutely crazy. So you can actually play 3 copies of this card, because going first, if you get a hand trap, you get your trap so that you can destroy them. So it's pretty much like in a way, it's almost like a Rhoda. And going second, it's obviously unfair because you get like your real board breakers, you get Dark Ruler, Triple Tactic Talents, etc. So there's really no drawback to playing Thrust. One of the best cards in this deck for sure. Alright, so the 4th and final combo, and one of the most, I guess, relevant to know, because if you play this deck and you only know how to, like, memorize 1 and 2 card combos by heart, you're gonna be really disappointed when you draw, like, really sussy hands, and you have to do a weird sequencing in order to play. But yeah, my hand is, well, for now, not good. I have Sharvara, Pot of Prosperity with Shiyama, Effect Veiler, and Droll and Logbird. I'm gonna go Prosperity, Banish 6 because I desperately need something that doesn't suck. And what do you know? The first card is Tour Guide. Must be nice. Unfortunately, though, my opponent does have Droll and Logbird as well as Effect Veiler, but as I have showcased in combo number 1, the effect of Sharvara, I'm getting the hang of it, is a quick effect. So if we get Veilered, we can say nah, quick effect, destroy my own Tour Guide, summon, and then the Veiler still resolves, summon Aruha. The monster that you summon is negated, but it doesn't matter because we don't really need it for, you know, anything else. And we are under Droll and Logbird, so we can't search anymore, which means that the Link 2 can only recycle back from the graveyard to the hand. So how can we come up with full combo under Droll, and considering the fact that we drew kind of like a Garnet, the Shiyama, not the greatest card to draw, and the 2 other cards in our hands are in our hand are blanks. So it's kind of rough to, you know, come up with a full board, but don't worry because I managed to make it. So you're gonna be going Link 2 into the King Yama, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, so get yourself the Escape, which is, again, the good one, it's a pop, and you're going to be recycling back the Aruha, and then use the effect, so destroy the Escape, and then summon the Sarama, and then get back the Escape, and then destroy the Aruha, which summons Abominable Unchained Soul. You're gonna be discarding the level 6 water monster, and then destroy your own Sarama, which allows you to summon a Rakia from the deck, and then you're going to be destroying the Rakia to summon the Shiyama again, and the Rakia is going to be summoning the red, and now you go for the rank 6, and you link off for the Soul of Rage, and just like that, we got the King Caesar with the Escape, and the Link 2 that links off using our opponent's monster. Absolutely freaking cracked. This deck is completely wild, but that's it for the combos. Let's get right into the deck profile now. This deck is honestly, just like I said, absolutely amazing, really consistent as well. You play so many good cards, so many starters as well, and the cards honestly have a lot of synergy with each other. Most of the time when you see like a combination of like 2-3 Unchained, you know for a fact that you can play. But yeah, before we proceed, friendly reminder to smash the like and subscribe button, and now let's get right into it. So I am playing one Abominable Unchained Soul. This is the level 8 monster that you're not trying to draw because of course it's a level 8 monster. You really want it in the deck, otherwise it doesn't really extend from the hand. So yeah, one copy should be way more than enough. And then same thing with Unchained Soul of Disaster, not the kind of card that you're trying to draw. Same thing again with the Shiyama. These 3 monsters, they're more like Takatomborgs than actual Garnets, because if you draw them, you can still summon them, because the Unchained monsters aren't exactly like the Yang Zings. They summon either from the deck or from the hand, so you can still do the full thing, whatever you wanted to do. The only issue is that you're gonna be summoning from the hand, which looks like a neg 1 actually. But yeah, you absolutely need these cards. I mean, this is for board breaking going second. You're gonna be using its effects so that you can link off for probably the Unchained Soul of Rage using your opponent's monster, or the Unchained Soul King Yama actually. And then this, of course, is it's a trigger effect to pop a card on the field, but you can trigger it like using a quick effect like Rakia to destroy one of your own trap cards, and that way you can have an interruption on your opponent's turn. And the Shiyama, of course, is needed for the combo, and you're always looping this card back, because even though it gets banished when it leaves the field, you're using it as a rank 6 material for the King Caesar. Honestly, Rakia is also not super fantastic. It's not bad, but it's not the kind of card that you want to commit as your normal summon. So yeah, it's the other one that's a one of, because it's not absolutely fantastic. Now we've got the Sharvara. This is of course obviously broken because it shares a very similar effect with Aruha. Like I said, both of these cards are extenders in the hand, but this card is actually way better because when it's sent to the graveyard, you get an Unchained Spell or Trap card. I think there's no Unchained Spell card in Yu-Gi-Oh right now, right? I could be wrong. No, actually there is a continuous spell, maybe 2, but they're not really fantastic, so you're not really trying to play them. And then 2 Sarama. Actually, if anything, Sarama might be the best, but the issue is that you're trying to use your normal summon on Tour Guide now, so you also don't want to see this card all the time, but you can draw this and still have full combo and not have to rely on Tour Guide. It's just that if you have Tour Guide and like Rakia and Sarama, it becomes cloggy, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, absolutely fantastic card though. You can't play it at 1 because otherwise you're gonna run out of gas for like turn 3 and turn 5 and stuff like that. You want to be able to grind in a deck like this, because this deck can put up big boards going first, but it can also follow up with a bunch of recycling back from the grave and a lot of searching, indirect searching that plays around Ash and Jewel. Anyways, 1 Fiendish with 3 Tour Guide, obviously. I mean, Tour Guide is the card that's always summoning Fiendish Rhino Warrior, unless, of course, you draw the Shiyama, in which case you might actually want to go for the Aruha with the Tour Guide so that the Link 2 monster can recycle back the Aruha, and then you can keep playing from there, or whatever. I mean, every path leads to Rome, it doesn't matter too much, but yeah, sometimes you want to go Tour Guide into Aruha for that reason, under Jewel. Anyways, for the hand traps, I'm playing 3 Ash, 3 Valor, and 3 Emperor. Great hand traps, I want to say probably the best ones to main deck this format. You can also main deck Droll. Nibiru is like playable as well, or you can main deck like Shifter, because your Unchained, they don't trigger when they get sent to the graveyard, but rather when they get destroyed. But you will miss out on a few effects like the Sharvara, for example, or the Shiyama. Yeah, and also Sarama is going to be worse because you're going to have nothing in the graveyard, so you won't even be able to kind of like back and forth on some of the ratios. 1 triple tactic talents with 1 thrust could also be like 2 thrust. But yeah, Book of Moon is also the kind of card that I'm trying to play in this deck, because you can book yourself, you can book your own Tour Guide when you get Veilored or Impermed, or you can book like a Rise Art or purely monster, like one of the Xyz monsters when it gets targeted by purely Yip, and that way your opponent doesn't get to Experience Noir. So that's the reason why a card like this isn't here. You just want like more flexibility. 3 Abominations Prison, no shit. I mean, it searches any Unchained card from the deck to the hand. Even the set effect is insane. Like the exact same as Escape and Abominable Chamber. So obviously this card is a 3 of Prosperity, same shit. A lot of cards in the extra deck, you can just banish them, like Zeus with, I don't know, the Visor King Dust Machine X and Stone Darius. Like bro, like you're never summoning them. I mean, you are, but like very rarely. Sometimes you can go into that off of Tour Guide and play around Nibiru and still manage to end on somewhat of a board. And yeah, you can make a Zeus with like 5 materials in this deck. Pretty crazy. Anyways, so now we've got 2 Escape and 2 Abominable Chamber. The Escape is the better one. This is kind of like a Monster Reborn, and this is like you target 1 Unchained monster you control and 1 card on the field, destroy both. But the thing is, this is at least an interruption, and both of them they're mostly used for their effects when they get destroyed anyways, so it doesn't really matter too much. Like, you still want to play both of them, just don't try to play the continuous spell cards because they suck ass. Anyways, for the extra deck, I'm playing one Zeus, one DDD Divisor, something whatever, so you summon it once every 5 years. Okay, the Wave King High Caesar though is absolutely cracked, so you can negate Nibiru with it, even though it doesn't matter because by the time you summon this card, you summon like 75 times, so but yeah, you can easily play around Nibiru by not going full combo and just like getting one shop, summoning one Link 2, and that's it, that's all. Going, you know, for safe resources. But yeah, this card is, again, a double negation, not once per turn. You're definitely trying to turbo this card out every single time. Stone Darius, obviously, one the Underworld Goddess, it's a Fiend monster, so even if you're locked, you can still summon it, and you can out towers with this card. One Unchained Abomination. They all have the same name. It's actually crazy. Yeah, obviously this card is broken. Everybody knows this card though. Two Unchained Soul of Anguish. This has pretty much the same effect of Soul of Rage as Soul of Rage. The one difference is that this is not a quick effect. So in other words, you use it on your own turn. And this is a quick effect, but only on your opponent's main phase. So yeah, this is, you know, an interruption, and this is a board breaker. One Unicorn that you summon off of this. Three Soul Lord of Yama, broken card. And one Muckracker, which sometimes comes up because you can discard the Shyama if you draw it, and then revive back something, destroy it, and then make a rank 6. And for the idea section, I mean, more hand shops if you really want to. And yeah, more Link monsters for absolutely no given reason. And Supply Squad, another cute card that I considered like a few years ago, but it's a little gimmicky because it doesn't really start anything. You might as well play Prosperity because you can't play both, but you can draw on your opponent's turn with Supply Squad. So if you draw multiple copies of this card, your return on investment will be absolutely cracked by like turn 3. Anyways, that's it for this Unchained combo video and deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.